Hi everyone. Well, this is a redo because I think I deleted the last one from my feed by accident. So I want to talk today about anxiety and something that no one ever talks about, the role of hormones in anxiety. In our clinic, every day I meet someone who's struggling with anxiety, and almost no one in my practice is on any medication for anxiety. How do I treat this? Well, your gut microbiome modulates your brain chemical called GABA. GABA is your calming brain chemical. When we work on your gut, we allow the building blocks, the amino acids, to get to your brain, and you can make brain chemistry. As I mentioned before, serotonin, your happy hormone, is made in your gut. However, we just always stick to brain hormones and brain chemistry. But what about body hormones that affect your brain, your mood, your anxiety, your state of calm? So symptoms of low progesterone are PMS, PMDD, anxiety, panic, irritability, PMS. Now, I can't remember if I repeated any of those. So, testosterone in men is also very important for brain health and mood. So, I'm going to cover both of them, progesterone and testosterone. The first most important thing to know about progesterone is your natural hormone, and men and women both have progesterone. Progestins are synthetic. So they're found in Mirena, in the birth control pill, and you will see anxiety of a higher degree and more PMS in women on synthetic hormones when it affects them in the domain of progesterone balance. The next thing is estrogen dominance. So in our bodies, we make our hormones, we get rid of them, and they're always in balance for feeling optimal. Girls as young as 8 are getting periods. That's a state of high estrogen. When you accumulate byproducts of metabolism of estrogen or xenoestrogens from the environment, this changes the ratio. So we normally have estrogen and progesterone, and for men, yes, I will be talking about testosterone. I see a lot of you guys on there. Thank you. But estrogen and progesterone have a ratio. And when you increase the metabolites of estrogen by being constipated or not having good liver function, a high toxic burden, now that feels high compared to your progesterone level. Then add xenoestrogens, all of the man-made chemicals that act like estrogen in the body, and now you're feeling really low on progesterone. Even though this is your normal level, you're feeling like you're low. So the treatment for that is not to run out and take a prescription for progesterone or buy it because you can buy some kind of yam cream and use it. It's to really work on the mechanisms that are contributing to this estrogen burden and a relative deficiency of progesterone. Also, women as they age, they make less progesterone. This is why women in their 30s and 40s most commonly complain of sleep disturbances and anxiety. This is actually symptomatic of low progesterone levels. So replacing hormones is not as simple as running out and taking a prescription because there's so many safety issues. Progesterone done wrong can lead to weight gain, bloating, belly fat. Progesterone done wrong can raise your risk for diabetes and bring it on. So there's a lot to know about progesterone. It's not as simple as running out and getting it, but I wanted to bring this awareness. Progesterone is called a neurosteroid. Why? It's been proven to have positive effects on the brain. We know that it affects myelination, the lining of the nerves in your brain and nervous system. We know that it works on GABA. The metabolites of progesterone work on GABA receptors. That's why it's calming. Okay, so that's progesterone. Let's talk about testosterone. Apparently, according to medicine, it's normal to have lower testosterone levels as you age. And I say you age because your hormone levels decline. Your hormone levels do not decline because you're aging. what I'm seeing in my practice is men in their 20s with below normal for a 20-year-old level of testosterone. Yes, men in their 50s and 60s have less testosterone, and you get the beer belly, they call it, the belly fat, your waist size is enlarging, your muscle strength is decreasing, your endurance and stamina are decreasing, your erectile function is decreasing, your sex drive is decreasing. But everybody thinks about the physical effects of testosterone. Not too many people are talking about the mental effects of low testosterone or the positive effects when you have good levels of testosterone. So testosterone works on brain agility. Men with low testosterone are irritable. They get grumpy old man syndrome. They might feel depressed and have a low mood. They might be more prone to, I just treated an RCMP officer with testosterone and brought his levels back up to normal, and his PTSD resolved so much. It's not gone, but all of the symptomatology and the nightmares and the anxiety and all that other stuff improved so dramatically once we restored his testosterone levels. Now, you can't willy-nilly take testosterone either, because the metabolites of testosterone become estrogen. And estrogen needs to be excreted. So men can end up with a relative excess of estrogen as well. I hope that makes sense. So I was talking about estrogen dominance in women. You can get estrogen dominance in men. And if you look around, have you noticed how many older men start looking more like how older women look, and they have the wide bellies and they're getting the breast tissue? All of that is estrogen dominance in men. They're gaining weight on their hips as opposed to just on their bellies. So the world has gone crazy with regards to estrogen balance and hormone balance, and estrogen dominance is what the issue is actually. And all through the weeks of my videos, I've been teaching you about toxic burden, about gut health, about all of these things because they affect hormone balance. The third hormone I want to talk about is called cortisol. And too high or too low cortisol, and all of us have cortisol, it's our stress coping hormone. Too high or too low will affect your brain, and it'll affect your mood. Road rage, for example, that's an abnormal cortisol state. People are prone to anger and tempers, or feeling blah and like they just don't care. That's burning out your brain and your body chemistry. You cannot balance estrogen, progesterone, testosterone without understanding where your cortisol is as well, because it changes how your body is going to respond when we replace hormones. So I wanted to talk about cortisol, testosterone, progesterone as hormones that affect your brain, and when they're abnormal in level for what's normal for you, you have anxiety, you have low mood, you have irritability. And so here are some strategies other than looking at hormone replacement that you can use for anxiety. Mindfulness, mindful walking, exercise, breathing and relaxation techniques. Mindfulness-based stress reduction has enormous amounts of science around how it helps you to feel and function better. It reduces the impact of stress on your body. It makes you less disrupted by stress, and so your body balance stays more calm and all your hormones stay more in balance. So I encourage you to read about MBSR, mindfulness-based stress reduction. We know that meditation is critical because it changes how your brain works, and it improves how your brain works. In fact, meditation gives you a bigger brain and a higher IQ. So what's not to like about that? Meditation lowers your anxiety. It lowers your responsiveness to stress, your abnormal responsiveness to stress. Prayer and spirituality is something else to bring into your life. Don't mix up prayer and meditation though. Prayer is an active process. Meditation is not. What we're trying to do with meditation is calm the brain down. We want it to not be so active. We want to bring it into a state where the brain waves are not in the hyperactive, aroused state. So it's very different. And both help you, but both are different, and you can do both. Diet, exercise, lifestyle, gut health, again and again and again. Watch the toxins. Toxins interfere with the hormones you have and how they can work, whether it's estrogen, progesterone, or testosterone. So hopefully this was some good information and some food for thought for you on this day that we're all talking about mental health and bringing a whole new awareness to the topic. So have a great day, everyone.